I've got a container in Container Garden that used to have peas in it. We've been harvesting those peas for weeks and weeks, and now those plants are done. So we've took them out, but we've still got plenty of time to put something else in there to get more harvests. So I think what I'm going to do is put a couple of those really big pepper plants in that we've got and give them a bit more root space to grow. And we've now got 2 or 3 that started to fruit. So the more space for the roots, the bigger the plant gets, the more fruit we'll get. So let's pop down there and get these peppers put in this container. So we have got quite a few peppers still in containers. And although they're growing really good and trying to fruit at the same time, they're only in these 2-litre pots. So I think it's time we move these on. But what I'll do first is I'll just check these roots, because if one is getting a bit root bound, then they all will be. And you can see there that there's quite an extensive root system. So these definitely need to come out. So it's a good job I have a look today, because when plants are growing like this in a container restricted, they're not going to fruit to the full potential. So let's get a couple of these tucked down to that container garden and get them planted in somewhere bigger. And this is that container. It did used to have pea plants in it and they were growing up this fence, but now they've finished. We've got space to get something else in for a further harvest. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen this compost up, because there is going to be some old roots in there from that previous plant. And then we'll add some fish blood and bone. So there's plenty of feed here for these plants. And we'll mix that in a little. And I think we'll put 2 in here. First, we'll loosen off this root system a bit to help this plant grow. And then straight in. Just taking off those bottom leaves. And then we'll put this one in, and this one's already got a pepper growing on it. And again, same problem. So we'll just loosen those up a little. And then again, straight in. And that's basically all we need to do. I'm just going to give it a top dressing and grow more. And then we'll just water them in. Don't forget to check the water temperature before you spray your plants, because it's really hot today and it is going to get a lot hotter. So we'll make sure we give these a really good watering. And at that job's now done. And now they've got that extra space to grow into bigger plants. And now I've got to go around putting stakes in the ground for these tomato plants before they get top heavy and fall over. So we'll get all that done today as well. These onions are really starting to bulb up now and getting to a really good size. So a bit longer on those and we can harvest some. And we have been round this morning and deep watered everything so that these plants can cope with this constant heat of the next few days. And it's best to do it early morning because it's cooler then. And there's less risk of you burning your plants if you happen to splash leaves. But for now, these are looking alright. I'm still getting a few French beans on this plant. So I think we'll up the top of that, up there, and then it can just carry on growing all the way across that greenhouse. And meanwhile, we'll keep taking these harvests. That's going to keep this plant producing for longer. And we have still got quite a few pepper plants left in these 2-litre pots. So I think over the weekend I'm going to find somewhere to plant these on as well. But for now I'm trying to keep them off the ground because of slugs attacking leaves. They haven't done at the moment, but if you give them a chance they will. Because these temperatures are now getting hotter and hotter more consistently, we now have that option to take plants like peppers and tomatoes and plant them outside. And the beauty of doing them in containers is if there's any kind of a shift in the weather, like really bad winds, or the temperature drops down quite cool, you've also got the option of just picking the container up and moving it into a greenhouse. But while they're growing in those containers, they've got that extra root space. They've got better airflow around that plant, and they're also off the ground and on a concrete base. So there's going to be less damage from pests like slugs. So we'll monitor those over the next couple of weeks and see how they get on in that container. So I'm going to be spending less time in the greenhouses because it's way too hot. I'm trying to move plants out into the open. So if you want to see what else we do with the rest of those pepper plants over the next few days, just hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell. Have a nice weekend and keep yourselves hydrated. You all take care.